if you're thinking of getting a new car or a used car, there is a problem that is currently brewing. And I think if you've been in the market for some years, you'd know that this issue isn't something new. It comes in cycles due to certain events that do occur around the world. The pandemic was one, and that led to a lot of companies shutting down, especially the semiconductors company shutting down, and they couldn't produce the necessary chips for cars, which led to the prices of cars skyrocketing. Then when things opened up, the prices started coming down. And right now we do have another issue, and it's an issue that we are already seeing in the news, which is the Red Sea attacks that is currently going on. And the fact that a lot of ships are having to reroute and having to take longer routes to get to destination. Some are even delayed and not even getting to their destinations at all, which means that the prices of shipping and prices of semiconductors and prices of all these goods that are needed to make these cars are going to skyrocket. Now, why am I sharing this with you? This is a finance channel. If you're new here, I will talk about how you can save, how you can invest, and of course, how you can make your money work for you. Now, according to the NADA data, which is the National Automobile Dealers Association, they do have some data that they release every quarter. And this data is there to, enlighten auto dealers, especially those that are industry or people that are looking to, get a car. Now, they released this one. This was a media report. It came out sometime late in 2023. A new one should come out soon that would cover the full year report for 2023. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because it's important to know what the current average, this data has a lot of information, but it's important to also have some numbers in mind, especially if you're in the market. Like I said, if you're in the market to buy a car. So in 2023, the average retail selling price of a new car was $47,331. And for a used car, it was $29,586. As you can see, going into 2022, the 2020 to 2022, as you can see that the prices were just skyrocketing, all right? And of course, it's slowly declining now. But this problem, due to these attacks in the Red Sea, is likely going to cause this number to start going up. Now, the next thing I want to share with you in this information that we have, or data that we have, is the average payment. All right, like I said, that's a lot of information, but the average amount financed in 2022 and 2023 for both new and used. So the darker blue is new, about $40,000 is financed, and for the used cars, about $26,000 is financed. Now, the other important thing that I want to share with you, okay, before we get into the details, is the average car payment. So, for example, in 2023, as of the quarter, right, this is for the quarter, the average car payment, average monthly loan payment was $729 on a new car and was around $528 on a used car. This is something that I personally try to avoid. And because cars are generally things that they lose value over time. Once you drive it off the lot, they're losing value. They'll start costing you money to maintain. You would have to keep it going, insurance, gas, all that stuff, new tires, new brakes, all that. And like I said, the average new car is around $47,000, let's just $50,000. Putting $50,000 on a car that will lose, once you get it, it will lose about 5% of its value, or even more, depending on the brand of the car, within the first year, maybe even up to 10% within the first year of using that car. That is not an investment that is worthwhile to me. Now, I know that you may need a car and you may have to get a car for transportation, especially depending on the area you live. And this is where I want to encourage you to think about the options out there. There are a few options on what you can do. The first thing you can do is, if you definitely need a car and you need to buy a car, consider a used car. As you can see, like I showed you just now, the average price on a used car was about $27,000 or $29,000. All right, which is, like I said, on the downtrend. That is likely to change because of this disruption that we're experiencing in the Red Sea region. whereas for a new car is around $47,000. So that is almost $20,000 more on a new car. So the cost of getting a used car is definitely going to be cheaper. And if you can get the common brands, Toyota, Hondas, those cars generally last for a long time and they're much cheaper to maintain. And the other important thing that I want to share with you is, if you are not part of a credit union, then you should consider finding a credit union in your area or from your job, because the credit union will generally give you a better interest rate. Because another important thing that I need to mention is the average interest rates on these cars, on a new car, was 4.6 in 2022, Q2 of 2022, but by Q2 2023, it increased to 6.63%. On a used car was 8.8 and in 2022 of Q2 2022, and by Q2 2023 it had already increased to about 11.38%. Currently, I'm pretty sure that interest rates are still going to be high because, well, interest rate hasn't started going down anyway. They haven't made any changes to that, so it will likely be around the same price or around the same rate as the Q2 Q3 2023, which is probably around 12%, depending on your credit score, all the things that you hold as well in terms of debt. So my word of encouragement to you is, or how I would go about doing this is, if you can find a credit union that you can be part of, they will generally give you a better rate. The other thing also you can think about is putting down more money or saving up more money to go towards your down payment, so that you don't have to cover a lot of interest over the duration of your loan. Also, do not try to hold do not get a 60-month or 60-term loan on a car that is not new. Of course, again, I'm not going to buy a new car because that's just my own preference. I'll prefer to buy a used car that is already, that has in a good shape, in good condition, and I can definitely get more out of it than a new car that loses 10% of its value in the first year. Just wanted to share that with you. I wanted to enlighten you, to let you see that this is what is going on in the industry, and in order to save you some money, I decided to share that information with you. I'll prefer to save my money, get my loan from a credit union, and hopefully negotiate the price of the car to the best possible price, so that way I'm not having to pay as much over the course of the term of the loan. I hope you found value in this one. If you have, please don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to see you in the next one.